Today starts part 1 of the tragedy of our Grand Master Hiram Abith. I will present the tragedy over the next few weeks in sections specifically intended to allow you to study and contemplate its meaning. Please enjoy, comment, subscribe, like and share. Worshipful Master. Brother Senior Deacon, you will now reconduct this candidate to the place from whence he came, and reinvest him with what he has been divested of, and await my further will and pleasure. The conductor then leads the candidate to the center of the lodge, at the altar, and makes due garden sign of a Master Mason, which is responded to by the Master, after which the conductor and candidate pass out of the lodge. While they are going out, the Master gives 3 sounds with his gavel, and says, in a loud tone of voice, Worshipful Master. Brother Junior Warden, what is the hour? Junior Warden. High 12, Worshipful. Worshipful Master. If you are satisfied it is high 12, you will erect your column, and call the craft from labor to refreshment, for the space of 30 minutes or 15 minutes, as the case may be, calling them in at the sound of the gavel. On receiving this order, the junior warden takes from his desk a small wooden column, about 18 inches in length, and sets it in an upright position at his right hand, and at the same time he gives 3 raps with the gavel, and says, Junior Warden. Brethren, you are accordingly at refreshment. It should be remarked here, that there is a similar column on the senior warden's desk, which is always placed in a horizontal position, for example, turned down on its side when the junior warden's column is up, and vice versa. When the lodge is opened, the junior warden's column is turned down, and the senior warden's turned up, at his right hand. The brethren are now allowed a few minutes for recreation, styled by Mason's refreshment, during which time the candidate is being prepared in the ante-room, and the lodge made ready for the remaining portion of the ceremony of initiation. This latter is accomplished as follows. A canvas, 7 feet long and about 6 feet wide, with 5 or 6 strong loops on each side, is produced from a closet or chest in the room, and a buckskin bag, stuffed with hair, about the size of 2 boxing gloves, is taken from the same receptacle. These implements are both used as will be described hereafter. The room is cleared by removing the altar and lights, and the 2 large pillars used in the 2nd degree. By this time the candidate is dressed, his apron is tied on as a Master Mason, with the right hand corner tucked up, and he wears a yoke with the senior warden's jewel attached to it. In some lodges, the brethren on this occasion attire the candidate with a very rich apron and yoke. When the candidate is fully dressed, the door is unceremoniously thrown open, and he, in company with others, is permitted to enter the lodge. His friends now approach him, and congratulate him upon his Masonic appearance, asking him how he likes the degree, and if he's not glad he is through, etc., etc. The object of this is to mislead the candidate, and to impress upon his mind the idea that there is no more of the ceremony, and that his initiation is completed. Worshipful Master gives 1 rap with his gavel. Junior Warden. Brethren, you are now called from refreshment to labor again. Gives 1 rap, steps to his desk, and turns the small column down on its side, as already explained. At the same time the senior warden steps to his stand, and turns up the column on his desk at his right. The brethren then all take their seats, and the candidate with them. Worshipful Master. Brother Senior Warden, do you know any further business before this lodge of Master Masons before we proceed to close? Senior Warden. Rising to his feet and making the signs of a Master Mason. Nothing, Worshipful. Worshipful Master. Have you anything to offer, Brother Junior Warden? Junior Warden. Making sign. Nothing, Worshipful. Worshipful Master. Have you anything on your desk, Brother Secretary? Secretary. Nothing, Worshipful. Worshipful Master. Has any brother present anything to offer for the benefit of Masonry? Nothing being said, Worshipful Master continues, we will then proceed to close. But, before doing so, I would say to Brother Gab, the candidate. Is he present? Some brother. He is? Worshipful Master. Brother Gab, you will please approach the east. Conductor. The senior deacon. Leads the candidate up in front of the Master's seat in the east. The author would here remark, with regard to the matter of closing the lodge, and asking the wardens if they know anything further before the lodge, previous to closing, that it is a ruse to deceive the candidate, as the master has no intention of closing until the ceremony of initiation has been concluded. After the candidate is conducted to the east, before the master, the conductor takes his position behind the candidate, with a hoodwink either in his hand or secreted in his pocket. Worshipful Master, looking candidate seriously in the face. Brother Gab, I presume you now consider yourself a Master Mason, and, as such, entitled to all the privileges of a Master Mason, do you not? Candidate. I do. Worshipful Master. I presume that you did from the jewel that you wear, it being the Senior Warden's jewel. Worshipful Master. Brother Gab, you are not yet a Master Mason, neither do I know that you ever will be, until I know how well you will withstand the amazing trials and dangers that await you. The wardens and brethren of this lodge require a more satisfactory proof of your fidelity to your trust, before they are willing to entrust you with the more valuable secrets of this degree. You have a rough and rugged road to travel, beset with thieves, robbers, and murderers. And should you lose your life in the attempt, it will not be the first instance of the kind, my brother. You will remember in whom you put your trust, with that divine assurance, that he who endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Heretofore you have had someone to pray for you, but now you have none. You must pray for yourself. You will therefore suffer yourself to be again hoodwinked, and kneel where you are, and pray orally or mentally, as you please. When through, signify by saying Amen, and arise and pursue your journey. The candidate then kneels, and the conductor ties a hoodwink very closely over both eyes, so that you cannot see. After the candidate has said Amen, and the lodge room has been darkened by turning down the gas lights or lamps, the conductor takes the candidate by the right arm, assists him to arise, and they proceed to travel 3 times around the room, traveling with the sun. This concludes the first part of the tragedy of Hiram Abiff. Join us next week for part 2.